Hi everyone, this is Sam from Gamereactor here, and we're here at IEM Katowice with Coca-Cola Zero Sugar to cover Heroes of the Storm and StarCraft. And we're here with Heroes of the Storm Esports franchise leader Sam Braithwaite. How have you enjoyed the tournament so far?
Oh, I've loved it, man. It's been so amazing. So we got to kick off the event with Australia, the team Nomia, who has never taken a game ever in an international competition, took game one against Misfits, who is the undefeated Titan in Europe this year, which kind of kicked off the event in a really exciting, like, holy crap, this is actually a really tight competition. So it's been great, man. Loving it.
And how important are these sorts of international events for you as the esports franchise?
These are incredibly important. So I was actually the one that created the Western Clash, and actually next weekend we have the Eastern Clash, and the entire philosophy behind it is building up these regional rivalries. So in 2016 for Heroes of the Storm, we never got to see the top teams in North America face off against the top teams in Europe. The way that it just worked out in group stages in our tournaments, we always had China versus America, Korea versus Europe, and with the Korean dominance that we saw last year, we never really got to see who is the best in the West. And so that's why we kind of created this. And we think that it's incredibly important because, one, for the memes, right? You got to know who's better, North America or Europe. Like, we got to establish that once and for all. And two, it's important for our fans. Our fans want to be able to see their players kind of step up and play on the main stage and get a little practice in before we head to those global international tournaments.
The HGC is obviously, just kicking off. Can you tell us a bit about the motivations behind the HGC and what the changes have been made and why?
Yeah, absolutely. So I came into this job a year ago about this month, and I came in as a fan first. I love Heroes of the Storm. I followed the competitive scene, and one of the things that I found was that as a fan, it was really difficult to follow. And so our number one goal with the HGC and why we've done everything the way that we've done it is based off of one thing, and that's consistency, is that we want to be able to deliver a consistent product to our fans to where they know when, how, and why to watch Heroes Esports. And so HGC is live 33 weeks out of the 52 weeks out of the year, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 16 hours a day. That right there is just a flat-out consistent schedule. Not only that, one of the things that we heard a lot from our fans was that it was really difficult to follow because they didn't know when to watch it or where to watch it. In 2016, one weekend you'd watch it on the ESL stream. The next weekend you'd watch it on the DreamHack stream. The following going to be on our stream. As a fan, that was very difficult to follow, especially considering that we didn't have a source of truth, like a website that would be able to deliver all of that information. So in the beginning of January with HGC, we launched a brand new website, and with that website, we were able to actually deliver the entire schedule of our program, including all of our offline events, for the entire phase, which is up until June, in January, which was huge for our fans. It's like, hey, if my favorite team is Misfits, I now know every single time Misfits is playing in the next 5 months. And that's something that we've never been able to provide before, and that's a huge win and accomplishment for us. Not only that, one of the first things that I did was sit down with all of the players from the top teams, and not just in North America, but I went to Korea, China, sat down with them and figured out what were the pain points with Heroes of the Storm Esports. What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? How can we improve? And the thing that was an overwhelming surprise to us is that the players didn't necessarily care about these huge prize pool events. They wanted to just make sure that they were taken care of and that all the teams in the region had a steady source of income. And so one of the big changes that we made is that we went from having a ton of offline events to having 6 offline events. But all of our teams in HGC are guaranteed at least $100,000 in guaranteed compensation, whether they're first place or 8th place. And that right there is a big move for us, basically telling our community and telling our players that we're here to take care of you. Like, we want you to take this seriously. We want you to take this as a full-time job. And we're seeing it. The teams that were around the 5th to 8th spot, last year, they didn't really take it very seriously. They were content being there. Now they're working their butts off because they don't want to get relegated to the open division.
So have the lessons of the past been important for shaping the future of Heroes of the Storm Esports then?
Absolutely. It has been the most important thing. The feedback from community, professional players, teams, and organizers as well is what drove us to create the HGC of what you see today.
How much communication do you have with players and teams when you're shaping esports?
Tons. So a good example would be we had a player summit in early January to where once we had the qualified teams for HGC, we flew them all out to Irvine at our HQ. We did a multiple day summit to where we had an open Q&A with our balance and design team. We did a keynote speech which went over all of the rules. We talked to them about the future of the leagues, what we plan on doing, how they can utilize this opportunity. We had media specialists come out to teach them how to use this opportunity to create their own brand. We had Twitch come out to give a presentation on how to stream, how to create your own channel, how to earn additional revenue besides just being a professional player. Not only that, our professional players and our teams are a part of HGC. We definitely believe that HGC is theirs. And so with that, we kicked off an annual tradition to where we had all of the teams actually vote for the official battleground pool for HGC. So we have a 9 battleground pool rather than the 12 that we have in normal play, and the teams voted on which ones they want. And every single year, we're going to do that. We're going to be putting the power in their hands. Not only that, but we have a regular mailing list to where we're communicating with them. They're constantly giving us feedback on the game, balance, design that we pass off to our designers. And not only that, their feedback drove us to create a tournament realm to where we're constantly playing 2 to 3 weeks behind the current live patch, just based on overall feedback in the esports space in general. You often hear in other games about how a patch will come out right before a major championship and it just completely screws over teams' practice and drafts. We don't want that. You know, we completely leveled up every aspect of HGC, and it's because of our interactions with the players and with the teams.
How much interaction do you have between yourselves as the esports team and the game designers when they decide what to put in the game, like new characters like Probius?
We have a seat at the table, and I think that that's really exciting. The dev team has been incredibly welcoming of us, and we work side by side with them on everything from working on the new UI to integrating better stats to having a tournament realm, for example, creating esports items that go into the game, working with balance patches according to when our live events are happening, on-site support. It is very much a partnership between us and the development team.
Do you think it's important to have events in sort of less well-known places like Katowice?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's one of those things to where we want to build local audiences where we can. And looking at Katowice and seeing what ESL has done with IEM, it's inspiring to know that they came here and they've created what we see now, looking in the Spodek arena. We want to be a part of that, and we see the enthusiasm. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity of going to Spodek and feeling the energy of the people, the Polish crowd. Like, I've never been to an event. I was there when VP won the Counter-Strike tournament, so it's like, I'll never forget that. That is like a moment that the fans that are here, they are so passionate and they care so much. We wanted to be a part of that.
You talked a bit about VP and Counter-Strike. Do you take influence from any other esports when you think about what changes you could make to Heroes of the Storm?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're constantly monitoring what's happening in the ecosystem in esports in general. There's a lot of lessons that we can gain from other MOBAs and just esports like Counter-Strike. There's no pride. We definitely look at them at what they do right, what they do wrong, and we hope that they do the same with us.
Do you think a big part of the thrill of esports for you is the spectators, the being in the arena?
Yeah, I think that's exciting. I think the spectators in the arena, but not only that, I think it's more important to be providing an experience to our fans back at home. We can only service a certain amount of people at a live event, but we're servicing 10, 20 times that in our online broadcasts. And so, yes, it's very important to do that, but it's also important for the players. It's important for the players to be in front of a live audience, to be able to feel the excitement of their fans, to be able to meet them and interact with them. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.